YouTube, what it do, man? It's your boy Najee, aka TGU. We back in the car with another car talk video. I'm leaving work right now, so I'm a bit tired, but I figured I'd go ahead and get this out to y'all real quick so that I have something loaded up in the chamber to release to y'all sooner than later. And you guys can see it from the title of the video. You see from the thumbnail that we're gonna get into something a little bit more serious today. How one's perspective can dictate whether or not you move through this life with confidence or you move through this life in a cage, like a bird, like a caged bird. Matter of fact, I'm gonna use that for the rest of this video. The idea of the caged bird versus the bird that's free and flying high in the sky, right? So think of the caged bird for a second. The caged bird in this situation would be the person, the individual that takes note of and allows the perspectives of everyone else around them to limit, restrict, and just overall bound their movement, right? You feel as if, oh, I need to appease this person, or, oh, but that person's now, now they think differently of me because I'm trying to appease this group of people, or I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. Notice how when you think like that, it's just one shackle and then another shackle and this, that, and the third. You're shackling yourself left and right. And before you know it, you're completely locked down. You guys ever seen Kung Fu Panda? You know that one, the villain in that movie? Like Shaolin or something, whatever his name was, but the snow leopard in the movie? Yeah. You remember when we first see him locked down in that maximum security prison, just locked down in all chains all around him? That's you. That's you when you're constantly absorbed with the idea of catering to the perspectives of other people, or putting their perspectives of you in such high light. See, here's the reality of the caged bird versus the bird that's free. The bird that's free, while you might argue, because I like to think this way, right? And you guys feel free to be, to grill me in the comments if you guys don't agree. But I believe that when one follows their own perspective, it is equated to what? Delusion, right? More often than not. When your own perspective is the only thing you account for or you note, and it's the only thing that moves you, you have deluded yourself into believing that reality works in a way that only you see it, right? That's delusion. It's also closed-mindedness. But when there's the collective perspectives of a bunch of people and they all align, typically that's the reality, right? Typically that's the reality. So the bird that's flying free, here's the thing about that. They've zeroed in on their own perspective. They've zeroed in on their own reality, their own way of thinking. They may take note of the other perspectives of those around them, but they don't try to cater to and fixate on those perspectives. They live their life only in a way that they know themselves for. They know themselves, and so they are able to fly free. They are able to escape into whatever world they want to be, because they aren't pleasing the other people around them. And here's the thing about pleasing people. You can't please everyone. It's not possible. So what are you going to do when you're trying to please this person? And when you're pleasing that person, you're displeasing this person over here. What are you going to do? Right? There's nothing to do. Because the reality is you can't please everybody. So when you're looking at it like this, oh, I understand your viewpoint. I understand your perspective. But I disagree, X, Y, Z. Or even don't even try to justify or explain or anything of that nature. I feel like discourse, conversation is an important aspect to have when sharing one's opinion and or perspective with another person. But at the same time, if you feel like what they perceive you as, like say for example, right? And I like to use examples so that I don't just talk and then people get lost. So for example, right? Say somebody, say they've seen you around a couple of times at a workplace or a school or whatever the case may be, but they've never really truly talked to you or gotten a chance to really engage with you as a person or figure you out, right? And so their perspective of you is very limited, right? And so their perspective of you is like, oh, you're quiet, or you're very standoffish, or you're very moody, or you're a bitch, or you're a mean person, or you're an overly happy person, or this, that, and the third. They can only perceive what they see because they are watching you, observing you from afar, and the perspective is based on the limited amount of information they have. Whereas someone, say you have known for years, who has been close to you, you've had deep conversations, they've had a chance to really deep dive into your psyche and understand who you are. They've seen you up close and personal. They've seen how you operate in tense situations and in carefree situations. That person's perspective of you may be more holistic. It's more well put together, well rounded, because they've had the opportunity to truly gauge you as a person, as an individual. Right? So the moral of the story is, don't put so much stock into just anybody's perspective of you or just anybody's view of you. It should give you confidence that you know yourself. You know you. Don't let other people write in your book about how you are or who you are. You know who you are. You know how you behave. You know what you're made of. It's up to you to showcase that, just like the example I just gave with the person with the limited amount of information and the person with all the information, right? You can't fault the person with the limited amount of information for making a limited in closed-minded perspective of you, because they don't have anything to go off of. So maybe be a little bit more open to introducing yourself to people, engaging with people, showing them a little bit more of yourself. If that scares you, do it little by little. Give them little bits and pieces of yourself here and there. If you feel like they're truly worthy of having that part of you, be shown. But we have to stop being so afraid, so frightened of the idea of opening up to others, because that's the way that you reach true understanding, is by sharing, opening, and overall just being more willing to experience this life together as people. But anyways, y'all, again, just wanted to give y'all a quick little card talk. Again, all this is, these card talks, all this is just opening your mind for a second. Talking to you about something important to this life. Something a little bit more meaningful. The reactions, they're cool, right? The vlogs, they're cool. Sometimes I'll spit something in the vlogs too. By the way, I made a vlog. It's like a workout vlog. Look out for that. That should be releasing tomorrow, or I guess later today at this point, right? Or the day after. It depends on when I finish editing it, but it should be later today. So just look out for that. But yeah, I like these card talks because we get very deep. We get very in depth. And I like to go deep with you guys. Pause, by the way. But I like to get into the nitty gritty and really open your mind and make you think a little bit. And then send you on your day. That's why I make these short. But yeah, man. That's going to do it. If you enjoyed the content today, leave a like. If you happen to be new, big red button down below. We're on our way to 5K subs. And we ain't stopping no time soon. So come join the family today. But it's been your boy Najee, aka TGU. I'm signing out.